crowd with us today. We've got Jonathan, Lorne, Gary, Giovanna, Jonathan, Lorne, and Ryan. I wonder if Sherry's going to be joining us. Let me just message her on Facebook and see what's going on. And then we'll get started with everyone. So I'm looking forward to hearing how everyone's weeks are. Alan's actually on the call as well with us. He's here with me live from Ibiza. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Alan. Say hello. What do you do? It's not going to work like that.
No,
onto your computer.
Yeah, I need to get this. I've got my earphones. I don't know where you plug them in or what you do. And this should work.
Okay, so Alan's here anyway.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. So he'll no doubt give you an update once we get started, and so that's good. So anyway, last week we explored a divine will, and we're moving up now into insight. So hopefully you've had a bit of a look through the insight key, and you're starting to understand insight as the ability to see in a vision, so to speak, the ability to see the unseen and to get vision from your inspiration. We spoke last week around linking up to divine will and understanding how we need to move our personal will aside and link up with the creator's energy, who is going through an expansion mindset right now and looking for people to work with on the planet who are also going in and helping humanity with the evolutionary trajectory of our planet right now and species as we're moving into an ascension pathway. This ascension pathway is linked to that 25,556 year cycle, whereby we are actually, as a species, changing and adjusting our DNA and our evolutionary trajectory to move into an ascension pathway. So we have the energy, the frequencies, and the codes to be able to ascend together as a species. What needs to happen is we need to have 144,000 people coming into a ascended state to then create a change in the Merkaba spin on the planet, so that we can this morphogenic field created by the 144,000 can drop down to the rest of humanity, and we can ascend together. So I hope that's making sense for those of you who feel you're kind of connected to the path of maybe a light worker or someone who has been seated here to change the evolutionary trajectory of the planet. Certainly, if you've made your way to this program, perhaps you've been seated in this way. I'm just texting Sherry. Hey, Sherry, we're all on the call. Are you joining us today? So I hope you feel connected to that mission. And it's certainly what the evolutionary cycle is on Earth. And since the alignments 2012, a lot more frequency has been coming down to the planet, as I'm sure you're all experiencing. And hopefully you're also upgrading yourselves and taking the best use of these portals which are happening, such as the alignments that we experienced 2 weeks ago with the Grand Central Cross. So I want to do a quick review as we're going into all of you to see how your week's been, and then I'm going to go into the key of insight. And we've looked at divine will as a mechanism of giving over your personal will, and your personal will linked to divine will is when you start to really feel the flow. And the metaphor is almost like rowing a boat, and then suddenly the wind comes up, and then you can set sails to the wind. Okay. So let's see. Alan is with me today. Let's start with him and be able to. Are you alive on the call there, Alan, through your phone?
Can you take somebody else and I'll try and get set up?
Okay, but you
no,
could.
It's working. It's working. Perfect.
Oh, you're on. Okay, so you can speak into your thing. So let me see if I can find you. But I can't see you here on my thing here. You're not logged in. See, you're not on there. So just.
If you take somebody else, I'll come back.
Okay, so we're going to come back to Alan. So let's work with Lorne, because Lorne had a session with me this week. So let's jump into Lorne here and see if we can get him on the call live and talk about his session with me, because he had a clearing with me this week. So let me just try to work out this computer. Unmute Lorne. Here we go. Lorne, can you hear me okay?
G'day, Steve. How you going?
Very good. Let me turn up the volume. And Alan, I've got you on the call now. So good, we're good. It's amazing you can do that on your phone, by the way. I don't know if I can do it on mine. It's impressive. It's impressive, huh? Okay, perfect. So, Lorne, tell us, how's your week been since the session we had together? And maybe give the group your experience, because it's always interesting for people when we've all had a bit of a deeper toe in the water for other people to get a sense of what your experience was. So talk us through it.
Yeah, sure. well. We did our distant healing uh, on Friday night, and so I guess the experience for me was it's been leading up to that point and being open and having I guess a fascination with how much further I could take myself. The actual experience was we had our about a 45-minute chat prior to, and that was in itself quite amazing because I could, feel the questions you were asking me were sort of posing questions in and around my life and things that I, hadn't dealt with and things that I'm required to deal with. And so we spoke, about that, and that was really quite amazing because I instantly could, feel it under pressure and things that I'd held back for a while. It's a couple of family things that I needed to face up to,
Very good.
which was which was I guess a challenge in itself because it sort of shows how much we press down and don't deal with, and so that was really quite amazing. Then the physical experience, you spoke to me about how initially we're working on my third chakra and uh, that part of my energy center, and so I laid down in bed for around about an hour, and instantly I could feel my third chakra was it was like this warm stimulation type feeling, and then within the next 5 minutes I was sort of in a daisy type sleep, come in and out of awake feeling, and these uh, what would I say, love hearts and a deep feeling of love sort of came over my body and dropping down into my center. And then for the next 45 minutes, it was a feeling of warmth and obviously you and my healers working on my body and energy center to take away all the things that um, required to happen. So it was this amazing in and out of state and feeling of things happening without really actually knowing what was going on. But it was just this amazing sensation over my body for the really, I suppose, the 2 hours. To be honest with you, even in the conversation. So it was quite amazing. But I think the real incredible thing since that period of time is waking up the next day and I've been a person that suffered with a little bit of stress and anxiety and fear for a long period of time, and waking up the next day is probably the first day in 30 years that I can remember that I haven't felt nervous or stressed or, um,
Ah, it's
in that state that
amazing.
constantly
Yeah.
I keep myself in. Hmm.
And has it stuck?
Yeah. So it
Have you, have
was,
you, have you, because it's been several days now, has it stuck?
yeah, it has largely, Steve. And the interesting thing I've noticed is probably the thing that has come to the surface a little bit is my ego has kicked back in a little bit, wanting to get recognised, and so there is a little bit of that come back
Hmm.
at times. But I think the thing is, I'm just the big note that I make for myself is that fear and stress and worry has disappeared, and so I'm in just a completely different space, and don't have that energy going on. So I can,
I
I've realised
mean,
that's disappeared.
oh, it's
Mm.
amazing because you see, I recognize this shift because I went through it myself. I used to live completely in anxiety and worry. This is why I'm quite
Mm.
effective at clearing this from people because I have the codes. And so it's a revelation when that anxiety and worry goes because then everything you do, you're not bothered about the outcome because you know you're going to be okay.
Yes.
Because all you have
Mm.
to do is keep breathing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And it's just a profound experience. Alan and I were speaking last night my time on Skype, and we had a quick chat and catch up because obviously he's been with you personally, and we're just both fascinated by the whole journey. It just sort of intrigues me to, delve in more to what's available to us, through your wisdom. It's just unbelievable. It's just
Yes, there's always more layers and
completely blown me
levels.
away.
And
Mm.
that's why I left the fitness industry, to be honest with you, because it was a bit dull compared to what I do now.
Yeah,
So, I really
yeah,
feel I'm coming onto my path as well. So it's with great pleasure I work with you all because, it's only in working with people that I get to learn and grow myself further. So
mm,
it's a great gifting for me that you trust me in your lives, all of you. Really, I mean, I
yeah,
feel such a privilege in doing what I do, and
mm,
and it brings me great joy to see all your lives improving and the
yeah,
navigation of it improving and giving you support as these changes happen because everything of the old has to break apart before the new
mm,
begins to present itself. And I'm
yeah,
sure you're all understanding the direct experience of that. because you have to go through the shit a little bit before the good stuff really starts to flow and is constantly in your life.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I
good.
think that's sorry, it's just that it actually yeah, once again, Al and I were talking about last night, just amazing the amount of stuff you hold on to and you think that that's your reality, but it's, it's
It's
almost
not
that
it.
other entity.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah. So
It's a complete illusion, and
yeah.
I'm sure Alan's going to share with you who everyone on the call has experienced. But it's amazing what we do hold, and Giovanna will be the first to testify for this with her experience in the Amazon, all the stuff that comes out. I mean, it's really quite amazing. And so, as we start to let go of the things that we carry through our tissues, through our emotional body, mental body, and our heart, and the different dimensions of our experience, we start to come in closer and closer contact with our true essence, which is love. Because really,
Mm.
all we are is divine love, love incarnated into a physical body. And what we do is we patch ourselves up with all these plugins and worries and concerns and issues and anxieties and worries from programming. And so, what we're doing is we're just returning to a state of love. And that's it. Simple as that. So, okay, then talk
Mm.
me through the week. What's been happening since the experience you had?
Well, it's different. I mean, the big thing is in terms of, I guess, my focus with seeing where I want to be. So a lot of the bullshit, I guess, is has
You see,
subsided.
you're seeing through it now.
Yeah, yeah, and I can see that within myself. I think the thing, probably, like I was saying before, the only thing that has popped its head up is a little bit of the ego. Certainly, still, I think is fearful of disappearing completely. So it's probably getting a little bit of attention. So I can feel that it's almost at times that tug of war between the old and the new emerging, and so the
Exactly. It's
old
because
sometimes still wants to
it knows it's getting kicked out,
go. Hmm.
and so it's going to keep nudging you. And to be fair with you, it's something that because we're human, we have. Because really, the
Mm.
definition of God is human minus ego. That's it.
Yes.
And so we are God, but we have this ego thing that we have to try to delete from our programming. And when we finally
Mm.
do, we merge with our higher self full time and we ascend. That's it. We become in closer contact with our true divine nature. That's the evolutionary pathway we're all on. And as we're coming up into insight, I want you all to feel and see that. You see, what religion has done is religion has created martyrs and gods and made them to be in a state that normal humans can't reach. But it's not the truth. We're programmed to reach this state. We're actually programmed to be immortal. But what happened is we come into the Earth, and because of plugins in the exotonial line 7 on the Earth has had plugins which has come from a negative alien agenda, um, which have created distortions. So that every time we incarnate and come into the Earth grids, we go through these exotonial lines, and line 7 has got all these J seals on it. We inherit these J seals, which distort our DNA and locks our DNA down, preventing us from fully realizing our divine potential of a 12-stranded angelic template. Some people, if they've got an indigo, have a 24-strand or 48-strand DNA potential. But again, these are locked down and you have to manually wire them up, which I'm going to give you insights on at the end of the program. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the trajectory, and all the other stuff is just the story around our evolutionary trajectory, which our real goal, of course, on this lifetime, apart from what we're doing, is ascension. That's what we're here to do. We're
Mm.
here where our incarnation on the earth is a window of experimentation to the soul, and we come to the third dimension here on earth to be able to experience many things, to have an evolutionary acceleration in terms of our soul growth. And if we remember our purpose and our mission here, we can get to grow very quickly on the other dimensions. So for you, Lorna, I'm very happy because your ego is starting to subside and starting to go away, and you've got rid of the fear. And so
Mm.
what's very important about that is that it's going to allow you to connect in with your higher self more. Okay,
Yes.
very
Mm.
positive. Anything else?
No, look, it was just wonderful, Steve. I'm just so intrigued by, as you say, I guess in some ways just having that clarity and really opening up, to a authentic uh, love space of magnificence and life,
Yes.
and it just sort of starts to show, what we're available to us all in, being shining lights for humanity in so many ways. And so it just really like I was saying before, it just really starts to intrigue me in terms of
Yeah,
what's available and coming from a
absolutely.
space of pure love. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I understand because I became completely obsessed about it. You see, when I
Mm.
started to find myself making progress, when I started to work on myself energetically, I started to realize I was making gains in my life that allowed me to come into harmony and flow. And I then became obsessed about, well, what if I keep going more and more? What would happen then? And then I do crazy shit like go to the Amazon jungle and
Mm.
everything. So you then now you guys are coming. So you're really going to go through it. I tell you
Mm.
when you're there, it's
Yeah.
going to be incredible. So you haven't seen anything yet, by the way, until you get to the Amazon. So hold on to your hat. Okay.
Yeah.
Although Alan might have,
Yeah.
which he's gonna share
Yeah.
in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Very good. So thank you for your beautiful sharing. I mean, and the distance healing is a
Thank you,
remarkable
Steve.
distance healing is a remarkable thing. And so anyone who doesn't believe in healing and they experience something like that, you move from a state of believing to knowing. Then you know something's going on, like you
Mm.
do. Now you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So good.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's tune
Thank you.
into Alan, who's here with me, and has actually managed got his own phone and everything. So Alan, welcome to Ibiza.
Hi Steve, hi everyone.
Hi, Steve. Hi, everyone.
Here. Where to
Um,
start?
where
I
to
mean,
start?
it's just been
Just
probably
probably
definitely the most unbelievable experience of my whole life.
um,
I would
I would
say
say
I've probably
I've
gone
probably
from
gone from
0 to 12
0 to 12
in
in
about
about
48
48
hours,
hours.
which
Which
I
was
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 telling
telling
Lauren
Lauren
this afternoon was
afternoon
actually
is
quite
actually
difficult to
difficult
cope
to
with
cope with
because
because
what happened
what
to me
happened to me
was
was
once
once
Steve had done
Steve
the
had done the
healing,
healing,
I went
I went
straight
straight
past
past
Mars, right
Mars,
into
right
orbit, and
and
and all stages in
stayed
between, because my
because my
brain
brain
was trying to
was trying to
process
process
what happened to me, and
and
I'll
I'll
give
give
you
you
a slight insight as
as
to what went on. I
I
pretty well vomited after
after
Steve was working on my
on my
fascia,
fascia,
and
and
that I
I
don't think that
don't
was
think
even
that was
something
even
Steve
something Steve,
Steve was
Steve was
expecting because
No,
he didn't have the bowl ready for me.
no, I see people vomiting all the time on iboga and ayahuasca, but never just with no medicine. So this was quite a new experience. So it was quite. I thought it was quite funny, to be honest with you. But poor Alan then had to go to the bathroom and vomit a lot more because all that stuff was inside of you. So you had to bring it out. And what's fascinating for me is the reason why my higher self guided me to Ibiza was that Ibiza's frequency is super high, and you're feeling it when you're here. I mean, this is why people go crazy here because the frequency is so high. It's actually because there's two things. Ibiza is built on rose quartz rock, so there's lots of rose quartz in the sand and on the island that it's built on. So rose quartz has a very high love vibration to begin with, and then there's a rock called Esvedra, which is just to the south of the island, which is a magnetic rock, and it actually creates a magnetic pull on Ibiza to make it the third most magnetic place on the planet behind the North Pole and the South Pole. So for me as a healer, my higher self guided me to come here to set up a healing school and to start to activate light workers and other people seated to make changes on the planet because here I would have the most amplification of what I was doing. And to be honest with you, it's a wonderful place to live. I mean, it's got the beautiful ocean and everything around, and the people are amazing, and it's got good music, and so it's a good vibe as well. It's good crack. I mean, the spirits really look after me to send me somewhere nice. So what was fascinating for me on all of this is that because the amplification has increased and the amount of vibration that I am personally holding right now created an effect on Alan that made him vomit. So I need to do a few more of these sessions to see if I make other people vomit. Oh my goodness, it's going to be crazy here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so just to
so
pick
just
up
to
from
pick up
that, what happened with me after
yeah,
that was I
I
went
went
back to the hotel and couldn't sleep.
sleep
I went for
went
some
for some
15, 18
15,
hours
18
straight
hours
without any sleep at all. And I
and
eventually thought, well, the only thing I can do is jump in the car. And I went across to the other side of the island, found a little cafe, and
cafe
just
and
sort of sat looking at the ocean for maybe an hour, 2 hours, and tried to sort of
sort of
dim it
dim
down a
it
wee
down a
bit.
wee
And then I sort
bit.
of
I sort of
found
my
my centre, and I
I
found
found
the same
the
space that Steve
Steve
um,
um,
brought me
got me
to
to
within the healing. And to be
be
absolutely
absolutely
honest,
honest
that's where I've been ever since. And
and
it's just magnificent, really. It's it's a great place to be. It's a great place to stay, and I'm
So great
for what's
for what's
happened
happened
to
to
me
me
and for bumping
and
into Steve and
Steve.
for him to sort of
This
switch me
switched
on
me on.
to something I
Probably never.
never experienced.
So similar to Lorne, you've come into a state of being, maybe for the first time in your life.
Oh yes,
Oh yes, definitely.
No thinking, and
No.
but just thinking. The anxiety and the worry and everything's gone, and you know you've got some decisions and some things to do and take care of back home. But not doesn't fill you with dread or anxiety or worry in the same way.
No,
Oh,
because
because
I've actually had a couple of
a couple of
realizations
realizations
on directions I want to
of
take while I've been
while
out
I've been
here.
out here.
So I
So I
think
think
leaving the island, and again, I would
I would
recommend to
recommend
anybody that's really
that's really
serious on
serious
this,
on this.
jump in a
Jump in a
plane
plane
and get out here and
and
have a session with Steve, because it does make a
make a huge
huge difference.
difference.
And this is what
This is
Lauren
what
and I
Lord
were talking about, the difference between
between
actually
actually
being
being
here
here
and the
and
remote
the remote
healing. And the
and
difference is that Steve sort of, for want of a better
their
expression, lays
expression
hands on you, and that has quite
has
a
quite
profound
an
effect
effect.
on your whole body.
And also, you're sitting in the morphogenic field template that I set up. You see, because obviously the person's back in their home, and I don't do the ritual, but in a distance healing. So,
Alright.
for those of you, I mean, Giovanna's seen the ritual before. All of you, the rest of you haven't. Alan, do you want to talk about the ritual? What happens?
Well,
Uh,
for
for
me, I
me,
was, to be absolutely
absolutely
honest,
honest,
I
I'm
was scared when I first. Steve put
Steve
all this sort of kit on, and
and
it's dark, and I'm absolutely fucking shooting myself, to be
to be
totally honest. And
I,
I had no preconceptions.
I look like a member of the Ku Klux Klan, basically. I've got some white robes and funny,
He's
funky
like
outfits.
a member of the Ku Klux Klan with a bad suntan, you know. And
and
we were
we
sort
were
of
sort of
standing over
over
there,
there.
and Steve kind of
Steve kind of,
sensed the energy in the room. And again,
and
I
again,
wasn't
I
really
wasn't
paying attention because I was trying not to sort of
deliberately
pay
pay
attention too
attention
much of what was
to
going
what was
on, because the minute I did
I
that,
did
it switched into the head, and I was completely aware of it. But he does
that's
various things
various
with sound and various things with
things with
smoke and
and
stuff
stuff
and bells, and
and
you
you
must sort of
must
call down the spirits.
Yes, I work with shamanically in 4 directions, and I call down spiritual energies that I'm working with, and the non-physical beings who are a part of my healing team come down and join me, including the archangels and my celestial surgical team, and members of the star nations, the Arcturians, and different shamanic energies. And so, this is why the frequency is so high, and you felt it in the thing.
Well, I could feel a complete change
um,
just
just
after
after you
you
Finish the ritual.
yeah.
And I did it in my workshop at the Healing Ibiza Festival that you sat in, and everyone could feel a difference in the room because we're surrounded by spirits.
Well, the
the
interesting
interesting
thing about the workshop for me was before I
before I
started on overnight,
overnight
I was
I was
completely in the
completely
head, totally stressing about
messing about
just
just
absolutely
absolutely
stressed to
stressed
death, and I
I
couldn't
couldn't
get into the
into the
higher
higher
frequency.
frequency
But
but
the minute
the
I
minute
went to the workshop after having had the
I had
healing,
so
ceremony, bang,
I was
I was straight in there, and I was getting sort of tingles in my eyebrows and pain all
you
across
know
my forehead that I'd never experienced before.
so
You know,
you know
a lot of
a lot of
Steve's
Steve's
teaching is through direct
right
experience, and
you know
the difference was really
really
profound
profound.
before and after for me.
Wow. So there's a lot. There was a lot going on there, and because you also come to the island, you have space to integrate. We've got one more session together tomorrow night, so we're going to carry on with some work together, and I'm sure you've got more to report after the next session to the group.
I'm going to put the lights on this thing, just for sure.
Well, the candles are the lights, Alan. So all good. And then you were here. You were also here for the Ibiza Healing Festival. How
Oh
was your
yeah.
experience on that?
I mean
This was just something that was so
so
real to me. I've
yeah
never experienced anything like it. It was a
it was a
complete.
complete
Sorry, it was a complete.
um,
Sorry, I just
sorry I
adjusted
just
the microphone. It was a
it was
complete
a complete
feeling
feeling
of
of
love
love
in the whole space.
space
I mean, they
I mean
set up the opening ceremony, which Steve and I managed to attend. And part of the ritual is that you turn and look into somebody's eyes, and you know, the purpose of that, Steve, is
Well, most people, when they're looking to, will avoid the gaze, but you're actually transferring energy between each other with your gaze. Okay, so there's a transfer of energy happening with your gaze. And so this is why eye contact is quite important. And so it's allowing a deeper connection with someone else as you start to hold someone's eyes gaze.
well, unfortunately for me, the person on my right is Steve Jack, so
I have quite an intense gaze, apparently.
Steve's got some magic there behind his eyes, and I found it really difficult to connect at the start until I sort of again stopped panicking and sort of let it happen. And once I got into that, it was a beautiful experience. And the whole sort of 2 days, again, coming from the background, quite a lot of shit and everybody's just so happy and so full of love. It was an incredibly beautiful place to spend time. And one other thing I noticed was there were children about. I remember sort of having that would be a fantastic place to bring children into, because they're naked all over the place. Back home, you can't even take a photograph. Without somebody getting uptight about it. So it was just a very relaxed experience. And Steve's workshop was very, very good. A lot of the people were already feeling good, and I would suggest probably towards higher frequencies anyway. And so they had quite good connections. There was a couple of guys asked bang on questions that really made and got through years of telling people a bit about the workshop before they come in. And they said, oh, that's quite interesting. He came in halfway through, 5 minutes and went back out. Whereas everybody else in the room, 15, 20 people there, they stayed for the whole time. And in 3 hours, they was back. And he was through the material. And managed to get into a session at the end where he did a transmission, which was fascinating because again, you know his voice, but the tone of his voice changed for transmission, and it was really very powerful. Everybody felt it was really
Awesome. What a beautiful experience. Does anyone have any questions for Alan on they can send me through on the question box and I can relay them to him if anyone has any questions for him. Otherwise, we'll move on from your experience this week, Alan, and we've got on the list here. We've got Giovanna. So I'm going to just change it up and check in with everyone else, and then carry on with our teachings. So mute Alan, Giovanna. Giovanna, can you hear me?
Hi, Steve. Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
It's nice to have you on the call again, sweetheart. Well done for making it.
No, I'm sorry. I actually am in the middle of two meetings, which is awesome. I just wanted to say I'm sorry to everybody that I haven't really been around, and that it's really lovely to be back. And I'm just wishing lots of love to everyone and hoping everyone has had a good week, even with all the ups and downs and everything that all the lessons that life seems to throw at us through this experience.
Great. And how's your life experience going? Now I think we're almost a month after the Amazon jungle emergence, huh? So
yes.
So how are you doing?
Wow. It's been so up and down and sideways and everything. I feel like now, just today, literally today, after being back, I'm starting to feel like I was feeling when I got from the Amazon, when I came back from Peru. That real light feeling of myself and everything, kind of just the calm after the storm, as it were. which is really lovely. It's been a very long time. Everything kind of just went so upside down when I got back. After a week or so, everything just completely went sideways and upside down, which
Okay,
and
so
everything
just
comes with lots of lessons.
let's just slow down for a little bit, sweetheart. Okay, so of course you understand that when you have a massive expansion like that, you come back into
Oh yeah.
you come back into contraction. That's not to say that contraction is not a positive thing. It can be, or not. Or it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be negative. But what's happening is that you're resonating in a different vibration now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're completely got a different energetic, morphogenic field and energy signature. So as you come back into life
Yes,
like that,
completely.
you're not attracting the same situations and same people and same circumstances. All the patterns and old
Mm.
things are changing, and Alan and Lorne are going to find that too now that I've worked on them. Okay, so so
Yeah.
so what happens is of course there has to be a breaking apart of the old
Yeah.
because you're no longer in resonance with those around you and what you are doing. So of course
Mm.
to begin with there feels like a little bit of chaos, but it's only the integration of the new vibrational signature you're carrying beginning to catch up with you.
Mm.
So don't necessarily see it as a bad thing.
Oh no, it was
See it for what it is, a peeling back of the layers of the old.
it felt very necessary. It's just only now that I'm starting to feel like it's shifting.
Hmm.
But it felt very necessary and it still feels necessary. I think there's still a lot to come before everything can be completely settled. But
I said to everyone on the Amazon that it takes 6 months to a year to integrate.
yeah, yeah, I really feel that there's still a lot to integrate.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's been good. It's just been hard being back alone in this very much lower vibration. But it's a lesson I really I'm still needing to go through. But it's good. It's been good otherwise.
good.
Really good.
Are you getting any insights onto your path? Because last time we had a conversation, we spoke at the train station when you came and meet me, that you were talking, looking into Scotland as a place to go to learn
Yes.
your school. So
Yes,
talk to us about that a little bit.
yeah, well, the reason that I even actually brought it up when we spoke is because it was a idea or an opportunity that had been presented to me about 2 years ago, and
Hmm.
it just didn't feel right for the time. On paper, it was completely perfect, but it just something just didn't resonate. And it got brought up to me a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, and because of all the chaos that was going on, it kind of got brought up, and it was something I started considering again, just because of all the chaos that was going on. But with reflection, after talking to you, and with reflection, and just really feeling rather than thinking about it, just actually feeling what it feels rather than
Hmm.
what it would be great or wouldn't.
Yes.
It doesn't feel right.
Good.
It's great on paper, but it doesn't feel right.
Okay, I'm glad you get that because it didn't feel right to me either. Going all the way up there in
No, yeah,
isolation, you
no,
have to
it's
leave your
just
boyfriend and everything, and he didn't want to come to Scotland and end up there, you know. So,
yeah.
so there's a lot of things that for me didn't feel right, but you had to come to your own conclusions. I never
Mm.
influence anyone's future or decisions they make. All I'm doing is providing support and more information to make better decisions.
Yeah, no, it's
So, so you were sensing it, and so you felt it, and you listened to your heart, and it didn't feel right, so you let it go. So well done on that.
mm,
Okay.
thank you.
It's very
I'm
encouraging that you start to make mature decisions with extra navigation.
yeah, I'm starting to feel it again. I I kind of numb myself a little bit for about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'm starting to now really feel my intuition again.
Good, because I
Um,
think the reason why you
uh,
numb yourself was that it was overwhelmed for you coming back.
yes,
Okay, because you were so free
a
because
lot.
of all the electrical. You're free of electrical. You're living in a really very pure state, and of
Mm,
course you had past life memory of that state. Okay,
yeah,
so you had a lot of things, and then you have to come back into London of all places, which of course is the home of the reptilians. So I mean, if you're walking
yeah,
straight back into the lion's den.
pretty hard.
Okay, so then you
um,
had to numb yourself a little bit. So now
mm,
that you're starting to you've still got everything there online available. So you start to bring in the intuition again, but you have to create space for it. You have to create space
mm.
for yourself to keep into the vibrations.
Yes, I'm finding that.
And you may find that you want to get more linked to nature and to beautiful locations around the place
Mm.
to keep yourself connected and plugged into that. Nature's going to be your ally.
Mm. It's actually how I started coming back. It was when I took just time to just be and just to feel and really just breathe and appreciate, and then everything started coming in alignment again naturally.
Yes.
With the protection, which was the first in a little while, which was really nice.
Okay. You see,
Yeah.
because you were so open that it all hit you when you came
Yeah.
back, and so now
Yeah.
you're able to keep your sensitivity, but be able to shield yourself at the same time. So it's very
Mm.
positive. So you're starting to learn to navigate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slowly. Yeah.
Slowly. Yeah, slowly. Okay.
Slowly.
It's okay. It's okay. And how's any more insights onto direction and path?
Well, I'm actually I'm finding that I really all I really need is to stay calm and at peace,
Mm-hmm.
and in love, and that's really the biggest thing for me is that not to stress while I'm here in this kind of environment, is
Exactly.
not to let the outside influences affect me, because I very much do, and as long as I do that, I actually can do anything. It's just when I start worrying and stressing and letting everything affect me, then I go inside. So I'm just now just taking a little step with everything I had already set for myself. So I'm just kind of setting myself really securely financially. I just got a part-time job that's very very good and very settled. So that kind of taking my attention away from worrying about that, and
Okay,
it's just
very
kind
good
of
news.
taking over
Good news.
and doing my business and my studies on as well. And so it's just everything in more of a balance.
Good.
Even though it's quite full on. My days are very full now, but I'm enjoying that. I have more energy than I did before, so it's it's better, much
And
better.
we spoke about you taking on too many things already.
Yes,
So you're
yes,
starting to just
which,
concern what's going to bring you the biggest yield for what you want to get out of it, rather than just
mm,
saying yes for the flow of it.
exactly, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just letting myself enjoy what I'm doing and doing everything in flow, and then I have time and I have energy to do what I need to do rather than stressing about everything I need to do and taking on too much.
Okay, because
So it's
this is the key. Is the
yeah,
key is to be able to have space.
yeah,
Without space, you get stressed and you get squeezed, and then what happens with the squeezing is that you lose bandwidth. What I mean by bandwidth
mm,
is that you start to filter data that you don't pay attention to. Okay, so this is why you
mhm,
have to remain in an expanded state, and I'm going to give you all of this in an incredible exercise today, and I'm really looking forward to it because it really is an amazing
awesome,
meditation that I'm going to be able to help you negotiate problems. Okay, it's going to allow you to be able to problem solve with a little routine. Okay, that is going to give you
mhm.
incredible insight. Okay, which is what really this key is about. I think you've already done it, Giovanna, with me on the Amazon, but you're going
I
to enjoy it.
have, yeah. I remembered when you said it. I was thinking that was actually really helpful. It was
Absolutely.
something I kept remembering when I was back. Yeah,
Good. So
a
it's
nice
about
one.
and what I mean by space is internal space, the space between your
Mm,
ears. Remember,
yeah.
it's the space between the notes that makes the music. Okay, it's not the beat; it's the offbeat. That's what creates the clarity. And so it's very important that we look for space and gaps in our life. And that's what meditation does. It helps you find the gaps.
Mm,
Because if you don't have gaps, you've just got clutter. And from a cluttered mind, you can't think your way through and feel your way through life. So it's important you build in rituals to be able to create space.
mm.
Myself, I quite like my space. This is why I'm never on time for anything. I mean, I'm completely all over the place in some regards, and Eleanor will testify to that. Okay, I leave things behind. I forget things because I'm in a different space and time. I mean, Gary will testify
Sure.
to that as well.
I'll
I mean,
testify.
yeah. So you understand what I say. But then
Mm,
when I turn up, I'm really in a good state to
completely,
help with
completely
people.
there.
Okay. I just need to have
Mm.
someone following me around, looking after me, and like closing car doors and picking up luggage and doing the trivial things like that and paying bills. I need a good wife. That's what I need. Maybe I'll find one in Ibiza. Okay. So anything else on your side?
No, just really lovely come slowly back into myself.
Yes, good.
So
And this is how
that's
it
the
is
biggest
because
thing.
it's so intense. So you get cracked right open, and then you're going to bring yourself back together over 6 months.
Mm.
So you judge the work over six, and you're still feeling called to go again, or not? You want
I'm
to
so
more space?
excited. Honestly, I can't
Oh
wait.
my God, you're going again. She's going again.
I
Okay.
am, and I'm taking Aaron with me as well. He needs
Okay, he's
to come.
coming. He's coming.
He's
So,
actually
so
coming. He's actually coming. Has he not sent you the email yet?
tell him to get onto it because I'm getting the applications. It's almost full. So he has to set
Oh,
his
I'll
application
tell
in for me
him.
to consider. Okay, because I've put him
I'm actually,
down, but I need to get the application and speak to him on the phone to confirm everything.
good.
Okay. Okay. So get
Cool.
him onto that one. Okay.
I'll
And I'm
tell
so
him
and I'm
for
so
sure.
excited to take him
Again.
as well. He's going to have an amazing time. Okay.
He needs it. It'll be
Okay.
good.
Oh, good. Are you starting to see patterns in him now? He's starting to pick.
Oh,
He's starting to pick the poor bugger apart. The poor guy.
no. I saw it when I was in Peru. I was thinking to myself, I could see the patterns already.
Okay.
So it's going to be wonderful. I'm really excited.
Oh, very good. You're already turning him into boyfriend 2.0, so it's good news.
2.0.
Okay. Okay. All my
Oh,
love,
Steve, I
and
can't wait. It's going to be a wonderful journey.
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a journey for life. It just keeps getting better. Okay,
It is.
for all of you now. Okay, good.
Mm.
Okay, take care, bud. Take care. Okay, so let's connect with. Let's go. Let's do Ryan because he's next. Then we'll do Jonathan. Okay, Ryan, can you hear me?
Yes, Steve. How are you doing?
Very well. All is good, thank you. How are you
Great.
doing in Budapest?
Yeah, good. I got back from the States last night, so
Good
I was a
timing.
bit tired today now,
Good. Yep.
but yeah,
How did the US go?
it was a great trip. Really good. Learned a lot of stuff, and we did the cervical spine, so I learned a whole bunch of muscles that I never even knew existed,
Yep.
which is great.
Sounds very thorough training, huh?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, yeah. It was really interesting, and it was from a whole kind of limitless kind of progression thing. It was really interesting because what I'm finding, especially the last two trips, each trip I do now, I'm getting more and more tired.
Hi. So
I
you know why?
Why?
Okay, it's the same thing happened to me in the fitness industry. Is why I had to leave because you're transmuting the energies of the other people who are in the third dimension.
hmm
Okay, is this what your sense was? What were you going to say? What was your tiredness
I,
about?
I, I was going to say I think it's two things. Number one, since I've been developing this technique that I'm doing and discovered this kind of ability that I have, I'm kind of in this kind of split intention whereby I'm kind of going through this process with this kind of family now. They kind of like become a sort of family, just like we are in the Limitless, but in a different way because we're learning about MAT. So we've become very close, and the last few times I'm starting to kind of feel a little bit of a disconnect because I'm kind of going on my own kind of path with it, and they're all still in this kind of MAT process, and I don't know. I mean, this kind of like sort of split intention thing going on. So there's that, and then the other thing as well. I think as the months have gone on, I've been doing this since what was it, September last year. We started at the internship, and it's just hard work. It's hard work flying out to America for a few days every month, and I think each time I do that, it just sort of drains a little bit more energy out of me each time, and what I'm finding is since I've been getting more into this kind of spiritual realm, um, when I'm on the course now, when I'm in class, I'm so in the headspace because you have to be because it's so you're just learning so much and there's so much information being thrown at you, and I'm just really kind of trying to absorb all the information and learn and study. So I'm really in the headspace, and what it does, it's really taking me out of center. And because over the last few months I've been so good at being in center, and that's been becoming my normal state, going into this environment where I'm learning and I'm in the headspace, it's really taken me back to the old feeling of the old anxiety, the old kind of,
Okay,
you
so
know,
here's the thing: is that you don't have to change your state to learn.
no,
What's happened is that you've just fallen into a pattern of how you used to learn.
yeah,
Okay, and it's taken you out of that state. So next time you going back again.
yeah. I got one more in 3 weeks. I go back in 3 weeks.
Get yourself into theta, which is the super learning state. Okay,
hmm
you've switched into alpha and beta. So your mind's so busy, you don't actually absorb the material as well. This is why I'm so effective in my healing sessions and when I'm doing them face to face, because I get them in theta. And
Mhm.
theta is a better programmable state. So you're going to be in a super learning state. But what's happened is that you've gone back into the old pattern of being in the head.
Yeah.
So I strongly encourage you to next time is to practice staying centered and being in the heart and absorb the
Mhm.
information through your chakras, not necessarily through your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're
And
going to,
I find it difficult as well because I'm just so tired when I get out there, because of the time difference.
of course.
So the first few, like I'm awake at 4:30 every morning. Class doesn't start till 8:30. So by the time class starts, after a couple of hours, it feels like I've done a day's work already, and it's like 10 a.m. and the class goes on till 6. So I just feel, and I'm trying to concentrate. I'm half asleep, and I think
Okay.
just tired.
Okay.
It just really center.
So I'm hearing a lot. I'm hearing a lot of shit at the moment. You've been venting
Mm.
about it. Okay. So the thing is you can't get around the tiredness. You just got to get on with it. You're almost there,
Yeah.
and I think what's
Yeah.
happening is that you're recognizing that the course isn't really your long term path, doing it exactly, and you just want to get it over with so you can get the piece of paper so you can get on with what you really want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picking up, and then this is
Yeah.
just this is starting to irritate you now. These little small things, which in the first 2 or 3 weeks were you flew through because you're completely engaged.
Yeah.
Now you're not 100% engaged. Okay,
Mhm.
you're seeing it for what you're seeing it to get a piece of paper so you can get on with things. You're gonna and you're getting towards the end of it. It's completely natural because you're already looking
Yeah.
toward the next things. Here's what you do. Do you have a Vitamix?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you travel with it to America?
I take supplements. Yeah. I
Okay, no, but
travel
do you
with
take
them.
the Vitamix with you? Don't worry about the supplements. It's this bullshit compared to the Vitamix.
No. No.
Oh, okay. So next time, take the Vitamix with you. Buy a whole lot of organic fruits and vegetables when you go through it. This is what keeps me going during conferences. Okay, because
Yeah.
as you know, I've been traveling non-stop for 4 years, so I
Okay.
know a thing or two about jet lag and time zones. Okay,
Yeah.
so what you do is you take your Vitamix with you. You fit it. I mean, I travel all around the world for 2 years. There's no problem. You then as soon as you get there, you buy all the best organic fruits and vegetables that you can. Okay, you buy a big 1 liter container bucket. You
Mhm.
blend up in the morning greens with the sweet things as well, and take nuts, and you drink that
Mhm.
through the morning session. Okay, then in the afternoon session after lunch, you make a red, put some beetroot in there, and you have one of
Mhm.
those each, and you're gonna have all the energy you need to get through the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, when you get does your place have a spa like a sauna,
No.
the
No.
hotel?
They may have one in the hotel, but I'm not sure if we get access to use that because I'm not staying in the hotel.
Why not? Too expensive?
Uh, yeah, I'm staying with one of the guys off my course for the last couple of times has invited me to stay at his,
Okay,
so I don't need to pay for the hotel, so that's
so
quite
so
cool.
go to the hotel and pay for a sauna. Get a treatment session.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you have to defrag after the plane trip.
Yeah.
You're not defragging properly. You're carrying all the shit from the flight. How,
Yeah.
how, how, how many days before the course do you go?
I get there the night before, basically.
Oh, you've got no
Yeah.
integration time. That's why you're tired. Okay,
Yeah.
you must take a day before you get there. You can't possibly be. No wonder you're like this. Haven't got a good strategy.
Yeah.
Your
I mean,
strategy.
I don't feel too, I don't feel too bad as far as, the whole thing goes. It's just,
Okay, that's bullshit. You just give me a whole discussion for 5 minutes on how bad you feel. Okay, so
yeah, no, it's just the sort of time difference, I'm just still on Budapest time when I'm out there, so I just,
no, this is okay. You're not listening to me. Okay, I completely understand that you're on Budapest time, but I've just given you a whole strategy to be able to cope with it. What you have to do is you have to come in
mm,
and take the flight out of it. There's a flight in there as well. Okay,
yeah,
so you take the sauna. You pay $50, whatever it is. It's going to be a bargain compared to what it makes you feel like.
yeah,
Arrive one day earlier, so you've got actually got space, and
mhm.
it's going to really improve how effective you are. How many more trips have you got to go?
It's just one more now, and
Okay,
I do get a lot earlier this time. I'm going. The guy who
perfect.
I'm staying with is a Bigfoot researcher,
Yeah.
and he's offered to take me up into the Rocky Mountains for a
Oh,
couple of days
perfect.
to go and do some Bigfoot hunting. So
Okay, very good. So you're going to be in nature, so it's going to help you a lot, and you're going to getting into nature is going to help you integrate. So you're going to be much better. And then just take your Vitamix with you. I promise you, you won't regret it.
yeah,
Okay.
okay,
And other than that, you're almost at the end of it. and then you're free, and then you're going to start creating your thing. So you just got to hang in there now.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of navigating everything else back home, I mean, you're only that 1 day back, so we haven't really got much to look at because you're just noticing what was happening at the course. Okay.
Yeah.
So next time you go back to the course, focus on being in theta, being in your heart space, and then just notice about how you're absorbing the information.
Yeah, I've experienced that before actually. I have dabbled with that, and you're right. When you're in the heart space, you don't even need to make an effort. It just goes in and sinks straight in.
It goes straight to your subconscious, and so what's happening is that you're filtering and trying to analyze the information as it comes in, and you're trying to force it by storing it and stuffing it in there. Absorb it with all your senses and your chakras, and the information goes in once.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you'll be less tired as well. Okay, so I'm going to be very interested in speaking with you afterwards, the next one, with these strategies in place to see how you find it. Okay, use it as an experimentation.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay, anything else to report?
No, I think that's a bit. There was obviously today being the 13th, and the 13
yes.
number
13,
keeps
13, 13, and you got the 13 there, so very good. It's all about change.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. I just looked at my
Yeah, I know. I got it on the Facebook, so it was very positive.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. So there was the lead instructor of the course, actually, Matt. His daughter was in hospital today to have an operation, and he told us about it the course the other day, and he said, just please just kind of send some love our way, and just make sure that because he really believes that helps, So it was quite a touching moment, he was getting a little bit upset, obviously, so I could tell it meant a lot to him. So last night Maria sent some Reiki, and today I was sending my thoughts and my love, and she came out after our operation and came home, and she was all went well,
Good.
So it was just a real thing, and
you see, you're not powerless. You have an effect.
Yeah.
Even from a distance, as you now know. You see, this is completely blowing your whole model of reality in the world wide open. This course.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy you came to it. Otherwise, you would never have even come across this material to even start this whole new therapy you're going to design. Okay, so it's very good.
Yeah.
And as I said, they'll help you with it. Okay, good.
Yeah. Cool.
Anything else?
No, I think that's about it, Steve. I just want to say that sounds like Alan and Lon there have had some great experiences there with the healing. That's I'm really sort of pleased for those guys, and that's
yes. I mean, it's oh shit. I'm just thinking. Is this the only two healings I've done since the Amazon? Maybe I haven't done so many since the Amazon this last trip because I was in Colombia. Maybe I did a couple, but not a lot. So, yeah. So I'm just starting to realize the power that I'm starting to have. It's like very humbling to think that I can do all this. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the coming months. I mean, Abitha's really going to look after me. I know she is. So watch this space. Watch this space.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. All my love.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, Jonathan. How are you going, sir?
I'm good. And yourself, Steve?
Yes, all is well here in Ibiza paradise. It's very nice to be here.
Oh, fantastic.
Good.
Well, look, first and foremost, I'd like to say I can only, especially with Lorne and Alan, I heard your guys' story just beforehand, and just fantastic to hear, because that's what sent me on this particular journey when I got that direct experience of the distance healing. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah, because you had a session off me too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And so, what's been your experience? What's been your experience, Jonathan, since then? Because I think I did a distance healing session with you 2 months ago or 6 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, about 2 months ago, somewhere along that timeline. It was fantastic, and I'm one of these people that really learn through life experience and direct experience. And when Steve told me about the distance healing, I thought, okay, here we go. I'm looking forward to see how he's going to go about this one. And it absolutely, changed my viewpoint, and it was fantastic. And I tell you what, I've never looked back ever since.
That's beautiful. It's amazing especially when. Normally, when you hear things, I mean, when I first heard about distance healing, I went, "Oh, that's bullshit. You can't do that. It's complete nonsense." And then I went to this healing school, and they trained us how to do it. I mean, it's completely crazy. And so I completely understand how people come to it with a deal of skepticism. And then you go through an experience, and something happens, and oh my goodness, it gives you validation. And I think it's a
That's right.
positive thing. And then
I think
the validation is compounded upon the fact that when actually you feel different 2 days later, it's not just something you notice was happening during the time you had the healing, but actually afterwards you feel quite different.
absolutely. Look, I suppose I tell my friends, I tell my friends of that particular experience,
Oh, do they believe you?
and well, yeah, well, I think they believe me because they know that that I'm not into fluff, and I said to them, I said that when you done a follow-up call after that, you'd asked me, so what is your experience? What did you go through? And I said, listen, I said, no, before we go any further, I want you to tell me exactly what you did, and I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong.
And did I get it right? Did I get it right?
It's spot on, 100%.
100%.
100%. Absolutely spot on.
It's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, very
yes,
good.
so I can only imagine what these guys are going through. I take it they've got a totally viewpoint. I know they would have been on this particular journey, and after that experience, it's sort of like most people open up new windows and new doors, and it's fantastic.
Good. And anything to report for your week? Any lessons or insights or things that triggered you?
Look,
Sure,
I suppose I suppose one of the things that we spoke about, I think, was purpose. And one of the things is I've always I pondered a lot about this one, and I've done many different jobs. I'd gone from job to job and tried a lot of different things. And I suppose looking at how a job was going to define who I am and what I'm doing here, and what my status within my social circle is based upon what I do for a living. And I think one of the things I came to a point whereby I realized that this is the path that I wanted to go in. Although I kept on coming back to that particular area, I kept on changing direction. The change of direction was based upon trying to find a job to define who I am and what direction I was going to, until I came to a point whereby I think I'm on my life purpose now. And I think we spoke about this before. But one of the things is, I kept on thinking to myself, what is purpose? You know what I mean? What does exactly that word really mean? I think I've just come to the realization that it's a feeling that you're on the right track. It's the feeling that I know I'm doing, I'm making a difference and going in that direction. And that's something when I've been reviewing this Limitless program, where I am, it's taking me, where I am at this particular thing is one of the fundamental things that's sort of really jumped up at me.
One of the things I think that has been really positive about you, Jonathan, is that you've really come into this and been open to the changes that have been coming your way, and the way that you're navigating now. Okay, and you're noticing the positive effects in the way that you're attracting opportunities and executing the opportunities and delivering upon them, because you're not in a force and current and you're in flow. Okay, so you just have to keep that going. And keep looking into yourself and your relationships with your family, your children, and the people around you. Okay?
Yep.
Are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
Can you hear me?
No, I've got you good. Okay. So, do you have any questions at all?
No questions.
Seems like you're hitting along quite rock solidly, so I'm very happy. In terms of being able to go through the next acceleration, what do you feel you need? What do you think is missing now for you?
I think I moved from believer into more knowing. I think where I need more now is, I think, more trust in the process.
Okay.
And
Good.
I think whether I'm looking for that more directly, I think I'm there. But I think I just need to trust that process a lot more.
Do you have any self-doubt?
Well, not as much.
Okay. Here's the next one. Do you not as much? So there's still a little bit there. But
There is.
what's happening is that you're beginning to prove to yourself little by little that it's coming.
That's correct.
Okay. You see, as you start to have more positive experiences like this, the self-doubt's going to eradicate. The next one that came into me was undeservedness and unworthiness. Do you feel that maybe you've picked up any programming from your parents of unworthiness and undeservedness? Or do you think you're okay on that? Do you think you're deserving of the success coming your way?
You know what? And I do now, but not 100% completely, because that's where that element of doubt creeps into it. But yes, I think that programming obviously was heavily in my programming, and obviously it's the realizing that and accepting that and owning that and changing that.
Okay.
I think I'm at the cusp of doing that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go give you a bit of a boost on this one. I'm gonna clear it all for you. Okay. So I want everyone to come into their heart space and take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just letting go of any of the stress and any of the tensions that may be around. And again. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. One last time. In through the nose and out. And just put your left hand palm facing down, fingers facing away from you, and not touching anything, so off your hand. Okay? And I just want you to focus your attention on the vibration of your hand, palm of your hand. And I'm going to do a clearing on you all. It is commanded from the liquid light golden realms and alchemical powers to remove all limited programming related to self-doubt, undeservedness, unworthiness, from all the programming of the people on the Limitless program with me, from all levels of their bioenergy field, from all 4 dimensions of their experience, and from all 4 levels of belief systems, from the genetic level, the history level, the soul level, to be permanently deleted from all these levels and all these systems from their body here and now. It is done, it is done, it is done. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathing out. Notice the tingles. You should be noticing tingles in the fingers and coming up into the palm of your hand. Going quantum, and you feel the energy moving into the palm of your hand now. Feel that? Very good. Good. And cleared. Okay. Okay, Jonathan, what did you experience in there? Did you feel tingles in your hand?
Oh, yes.
Okay, very good.
And yeah, and a lot of shaking.
Good. Okay, so you could feel something was happening.
Absolutely.
So we'll drink plenty of water now after that clearing. Alan, what did you feel? I've got you on speaker.
I felt, just when you were asking, you were kind of looking at me at the time, and I felt the energy move up into the...
Is everyone hearing Alan okay? Jonathan, you hearing Alan?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Yeah. I felt the energy move up. I didn't feel the tingles in my fingers, but when you sort of looked at me and said you should be feeling the energy moving up into the palm of your hand.
You're muted on your phone. Self-muted. So maybe if you take yourself off self-mute, we can hear you better, because at the moment they're only hearing you through my microphone. Okay, try now.
Okay, that work now.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, wait.
No, I was just saying that Steve's still looking at me because I wasn't feeling any tingles, and I think it probably feels that. And then all of a sudden I could feel the energy palm of my hand when he was doing the ritual.
Okay, very good. So you've all had a clearing now. Okay, on all that one. Okay, so let's check with Giovanna. Giovanna, what'd you notice? G, you there? You're on self mute, sweetheart. Okay, you've muted yourself. So maybe take yourself off mute. Attendee is self muted and can't be muted by an organizer. So just take a look into that. Okay. I'll check in with Ryan. Lorne, you there? What did you notice during the clearing?
For me was no tingles in the hand, but a warmth and into the heart space. So I can actually, since then I've felt warmth around the heart.
Okay, very good, very good. So you can feel something's going on when I'm doing all these things. You see, so it's not all snake oil and rainbows. This healing stuff. Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm going to move into the next piece I want to do with you all today, and that is going to be an exercise which is going to allow you to be able to problem solve more effectively to get clarity on your insight. So what I want you all to do is to think of a problem you want to work on. Okay, and this problem, just type yes into the chat box, into the questions box when you've got your problem you want to work on. Something you want to get more illumination on, and I'll be right back.
I can't do that, but it's going to be good.
It's going to be a girlfriend issue, okay. Okay, so hopefully you've all got a problem. Has everyone got a problem okay? Lorne has, yes. Jonathan, you got a problem? An issue you want to work on? Okay, excellent. Gary's back. Okay, Gary, we're just about to start a transmission, and what I want you to do is to look into a problem that you want to try to get a solution on. Okay, are you able to speak, Gary? Because maybe you can talk now. I want to check on with you. Gary, can you talk? Maybe he can or you can't. I don't know, but let's take a look into him. Okay, let me try him. Okay, Gary, can you talk at all?
I can, yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, we'll do
Yes.
a round with you while everyone else is coming up with their problems. I mean, before I meet you, you had no shortage of problems, so it wasn't a problem getting a problem, but now it's a problem getting a problem, maybe. So how's your week been?
It's been good. I went home and spent some time with the wife and the family for her birthday and Mother's Day.
What, have you been living away from home? Have you been living away from home?
I have been, yep. I have been living away from home. Probably for the last 7 weeks. I go back every other week, or every 3 weeks I go back home.
Okay, I didn't know this. What's going on with that?
I just have a job out here that I can't bring my whole family out here yet, so I'm just trying to keep it all in order, get some finances going so I can bring the family down.
Okay, it's a temporary thing while you're getting money coming in and doing are you looking to all relocate? Do you think it's going to be a permanent thing?
Yes.
Okay, whereabouts is it to?
It looks like it's going to be yes, it will be.
Where's it to? What city?
I'm in California, just outside of Riverside.
Riverside. Whereabouts is that in California? What city is it close to?
It's about an hour north of San Diego and an hour east of LA.
Now east of LA and an hour north of San Diego? Okay. Is it a nice area?
It's decent. It's good. It's a place to rest your head at night.
Okay, cool. And
yeah.
And you're happy with how things are going out there for you?
Yeah, so it's just smooth. It's been really fun to see how there's been a lot of changes and nothing consistent at all for the past I would say 4 months, and to be able to go throughout all the ebbs and flows of what's happening and trying to, I've been, it's just, it happens, life happens, don't try to force it or control it, and do the best you can with what you've got.
Exactly it. So do you feel you're navigating differently compared to 6 months ago?
Yeah, absolutely, navigating differently.
Okay, good. Because
Not trying to force it, not
yeah,
trying to force it, but trying to follow it.
exactly. You follow your intentions. They your intentions set
Yeah.
the direction, and then you let go of how they fall into place. You see,
Yep.
most people try to control things with their head and their third eye, but it's all around
Mm-hmm.
intentionality, and then sitting and watching how the universe organizes around your intentions, and then you just pay attention to it. It's like a choose your own adventure story, except most people are trying to skip chapters and try to force the story to end that they want. The end always ends up how you want, just with your intention, but it doesn't come to the way that you feel like it's going to work out. I.e., the story doesn't flow how your head thinks it's going to work. It follows how the heart wants to work, and spirit. So just be clear on your intentions and just allow them to come towards you in whatever way they want to. You'll be fine.
Alrighty.
And are your intentions still to move into the pathway of this obesity thing that you're tackling? Because it's a very important subject, obesity. So talk to us about that.
Yes. Yeah, so I felt this need and desire a few years ago to start focusing most of my work onto the obese market. And and there's another part of me that wanted to help trainers learn how to network and build a bond for the individual, to care more about the individual than themselves as the trainer. That way, the end result, everyone would be more productive and get more out of it. But there's a fear base that amongst a lot of trainers and professionals that if a client only has $500, if they don't get all 500 of that, then how are they going to survive? And so it was met with a lot of reluctancy. And so I've been trying to force it, see how I'm going to make it happen. And then I've just allowed things to come into place now, and I'm just following what I feel and just doing what I feel and not knowing why I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it anyway.
I'm
And
very happy to hear that.
yeah, and if it comes to be a position where we can make money at it later down the road or in the near future or long future, whenever it is, great. But I'm not trying to force how I'm going to make the money. It'll just happen.
Okay, very good. Because you're coming from a real genuine place of service to others. Okay,
Yeah.
and anytime you do that, you can't help but being looked after by spirit, and it may help you in a very indirect way. So it might not necessarily come from the obesity thing; it might come from other areas.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so absolutely, and I've got your emails, and in a couple of weeks when things start settling down for me in Ibiza, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm more than happy to do that interview with you, of course. Anything to support you on your path.
Yeah. It's a lot about connecting people to what you do, and maybe people who are connecting with what you do maybe feeling that there's some other professionals around this world that may be able to help them in another phase of their life as well.
Yes, because you see, obesity has nothing to do with food.
Nope.
It's all to do with self-worth, undeservedness, unworthiness, all these types of things.
Yep.
And I can clear it for people. Okay, so it's very useful. So well done on all your beautiful service work. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this pans out for you. It's going to be incredible.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, so let's move ourselves into this little guided meditation thing I'm going to take you all through. So I want you to come into your heart space and take a breath. Okay, so I'm going to put on my music here. Okay, can everyone hear me okay? Just type a yes into the chat box. Turn this down a little bit maybe. Okay, here we go. So you're all focusing on a problem. Okay, and you've got a problem in mind as we go through this exercise. So with that in mind, let us begin. First up, by dropping a center line into and become centered. You know how to do that now. just take your fingers and put them a couple of inches above your belly button this time. Okay? And I'm going to connect you with your divine spark. This is a new energetic spot for you all. This is the part of you that has never died. It's your direct connection to the Creator, the God within. I want you to feel this as a spark of light, a golf ball size spark of golden light. And I want you to feel that spark of golden light right now. And feel the spark of golden light expanding, expanding, expanding so it fills up your entire body with this golden light. Expanding out now past your body into your bioenergy field. And you feel this golden spark of divine light expanding out into your energy field through the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, coming up to the seventh level of your human energy field. And you're going to come up to this energetic first resistance point. And you're going to push through that resistance point, which is the edges of your field, and you're going to expand further out to fill your divine spark and divine light, to fill your entire room you're in. Go into expansion. Move out past your entire room into the entire house, or entire apartment block or building, filling up all the space. And now come up into the space and fill up the entire suburb that you're in. The entire town now expand out to fill and hover your divine presence and divine spark over the entire town. Your entire city. And country that you're in. As you expand back further, you move past the entire continent. So you're overseeing the entire continent. And as you keep expanding now, you get to see the entire globe, the world, as you come to the second resistance point, which is the outer edges of the field of Gaia, Earth. And as you expand out past this, you push through that resistance point, and you start to go further and further away from Gaia, from our Mother Earth. And you see it in front of you now, the size of about a basketball, disappearing into the size now of a tennis ball and a marble. And as you turn from Earth, you start to look amongst the solar system, and you can see the other planets of our solar system on their orbital trajectory around the sun. And you expand back past further Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, expanding, expanding. And expanding even further now, you go out past our sun, in between stars. In between these stars, you settle in the Milky Way galaxy. And you come out further past the Milky Way galaxy, settling in the space between galaxies. And from this very, very expanded state, in a field of unity, hold this vibration and start to turn your attention back towards the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, the planets, and then you see off in the distance, you can just make out Earth. You can't even really see it from where you are, but you can feel it. And I want you to tune in from this very expanded state and look into your problem with this state of expansion. I'm going to hold you in this vibrational state, in this state of expansion for a few minutes as you explore this problem with this new expanded state. And now, with these insights, you turn back towards the earth and start the journey home. After your data collection, you're bringing yourself back towards Earth, merging with the Milky Way galaxy, solar system, rushing past the planets Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and seeing Earth, pale blue dot, seeing increasing towards you the size of a golf ball, tennis ball, basketball, as you now begin merging with the Earth's atmosphere and pushing past that resistance point you came through on your way out, the edge of the Earth's atmosphere. Merging with the Earth's atmosphere, you start rushing down towards the Earth, seeing the blue, eventually seeing the continent, your country, merging down towards the country into the city from whence you left, the suburb, spotting your building, merging with the building, coming into your room, merging with your body, coming into your system and body. You're now going to take your energy consciousness and you're going to project it to your third eye. And you're going to feel all of your energy consciousness in your third eye as you start to look for vision. As you now start to get a vision on all that data you've collected. As you start to get direction on vision of your problem. As you start to have all the data in front of you, you now can begin to put together a solution, the outcome that you wish to create. Start spending some time in the vibration of the outcome. Get the vision of it. Get a lock with your third eye on the vision. Now that you've got some vision and some clarity, we're going to take the consciousness and your light, and we're going to shift it from the chakra at the front, your 6A, and you're going to move your energy consciousness to the back chakra of your head, the chakra at the back, which is responsible for planning and execution. So take all your energy consciousness there and sit your energy in your 6B chakra, the chakra at the back of your head, responsible for planning and execution. And start to plan and execute the solution to your problem. Now that you're starting to get clarity on your action plan, I want you to take the vibration of the action plan and the outcome already realized from all your insights, and take that vibration feel that vibration as if it was already complete. And now drop it down into your center line. Take this intention and drop it right down in your intention line to the center of the earth. Plant it in the center of the earth, where the morphogenic field of the earth and the vibration, because of the centrifugal force, is most strong to accelerate the outcome. Plant that vibration down to the earth. Feel it already actualized, already complete. The situation completely resolved, with the highest outcome realized for all parties concerned. Done with love, joy, and appreciation. And holding that vibration, coming back into your physical awareness and back into your body. And joining us back in the land of the living. So, this is going to be interesting. Let us go through and review and everything. Let me turn off my music here and go through and do a little round with everyone, see how everyone's coping with this one. Okay, so let's start with let's see over here. Let's start with Ryan. Ryan, you there? I think you're on mute, buddy, so you're going to have to take yourself off mute. I think everyone's got themselves on mute at the moment, so Ryan, are you able to take yourself off mute so we can hear you? Okay, let me try it again. I'm going to put you on mute, take you off mute. Okay, you there? Okay, no good. Let's try. I'm going to keep you off mute, Ryan. See if you can sort yourself out. Lorne, you there?
Yeah, I can hear you, Steve.
Good. How was that exercise for you? Tell me everything.
I once again had a warmth through the body and just these little visions of things and pictures and
Okay. Did you
yeah,
have you had a problem in mind?
Yeah, mine. Look, I'll be honest with you. Mine is around about the flow of abundance into my life, and so that was my intention. And the thing that came to me was a number 8, which I know is around about abundance. And then on the back of that, it was more. Then it came to around deservedness, which is something we touched on in our healing. And so it's letting go of the lack of deservedness in myself. So. Yeah, so that was a feeling, and just this warmth of connecting to that knowing of that, rather than trying to complicate it all.
Yes, the knowing that it's now cleared.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel it's cleared?
Yeah, there was. It was a real beautiful insight, and it's the confidence in the belief in self. So
good. Okay, and this is a useful exercise to be able to run your problems through. Did you find it useful? Did you get more clarity? Okay, so remember this
brilliant.
one. It's in the it's in your notes section anyway of your membership website, so you can go in there and take a look, and it talks about the 4 different attentional states. So I'd like you all to go and review that, the 4 attentional states, and we'll have a discussion about that next week. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Very good. Jonathan.
Thanks, Steve. How are you?
Very good. Okay. Well, how was your experience?
I suppose my problem, that's fantastic. I suppose my problem surrounded time management and organization.
Good.
I see the busier I'm getting, the more organized I have to be, and not only in my occupation and my business, but also in my private life and all around me. Emails, planning and everything else. I'm finding myself, I'm getting busier and busier by the day, and I'm not managing all that stuff as well as it should be.
Good. Okay, so that was the problem. Well done for identifying that. And so when you went into expansion, what did you see?
Well, when I went into expansion, obviously I saw myself organizing myself and getting help to organize myself, and I saw a calmness of me being organized, feeling fantastic about being organized and being on top of things.
Okay,
So
what was also
really
good for me there was that you said that you saw yourself getting help on being organized.
That's right.
Okay, so maybe you're going to get to team up with a productivity someone who can help you with productivity.
The funny thing about it is I've already got somebody that's doing that for me, but they've just come on board just recently, in the last fortnight.
Okay, good. So are you noticing progress?
Huge shifts.
Good. So you should feel very relaxed about the path you're on then, because you know that it's all going to be solved.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've taken action.
Yeah, but no, that.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, I've taken action. I've taken action with at a price. I'm paying substantially to get myself organized. The mindset was short term, and then maybe look at doing it long term. But the reality is I don't think I've got the skill set to really an organizational kind of structure. So I think she must be there for the long haul.
Yes, because there's no way you want to be doing most of the things that they do. It's not your skill set. Not my skill set to be organised. I'm all over the place. But I'm really good at what I do. So I have to get people around me to support me in what I do. So I have to have people who are organised around me, who can organise things. I couldn't organise a bath, to be honest with you. I have to get people to help. So it's very important to realise what you're good at and stick to that, and then build a team around you. You can't do everything. It's impossible. Okay, just this week I organised someone who's going to organise all my events in Ibiza. Okay, she just ran a very successful healing event, a healing festival. She's going to take care of everything for me on that side. Okay, so I can focus my strength, and that's what you should do as well. You want to focus on selling and relationships. That's where your primary skill set is. Especially now you're not forcing it. Okay, does that make sense?
Perfect.
So you pay the money, no problem, because you go make far more money when she's there doing things. Because here's how it works. You see, there are tree cutters and tree stackers. You're not a tree stacker, you're a tree cutter. Okay? But you've also got to take time to sharpen your saw, which is what you're doing on this course. So make sure your saw's always sharp, or your axe. But you have to have a healthy respect for how the tree stackers stack the wood, so that you can, when you're cutting the wood, you can put it in such a way that they can go and stack it easily. So it's important what you're doing now. It's the setup, but you have to understand what they're doing. You can't cut that bit out. You have to have a healthy understanding of what it takes to line appointments up. You see, your skill isn't in necessarily generating the appointments. You want someone else to do that. What you do is you go and deal to the appointments, make the calls, do the things. You're the action taker, the one who's doing primary selling. Get someone else to line everything up for you. Okay?
Awesome.
Very good. Okay, so let's move on to Alan.
Can you hear me?
No, you've got yourself on mute.
You want to unmute, so.
Yes.
Okay, it should work now.
Yes.
Okay, it should work now.
Okay, my problem. Come to one of the realizations I came to when I was on the island was that put some space between myself and my partner because she's got quite a lot of shit going on in her life, and she needs to kind of get over herself so that we can come together. And that was quite a thing for me to come to that conclusion, and I'm so glad I came here and that one. So when I did the realization thing, the expansion, it was quite amazing because when I came back down to the third eye, I was just sort of holding her, and it was just myself and my partner together. And then when it came to imagine the outcome.
Already realised.
Her mother and father, who I already know, were with us walking along the promenade in Ibiza. So I was like, yeah, that's obviously that's going to happen. So I believe that.
And don't be attached to that outcome.
Yes.
It's an outcome that's a possibility right now. Absolutely, okay? Because then at least a disappointment if it doesn't turn out like that.
Yeah. I don't have an attachment. I know that I've got to put space in there and then see what happens.
Exactly.
But that's obviously the outcome I want. Whether it happens or not, I don't know.
Good. Okay. Very good. Very positive. You ran through the filters very well. Okay, good. Let's tune in now to Gary. Gary, you there? Looks like you're on mute, so we've got...
I am.
He's off mute. Very good.
In and out of coverage, but you're good.
Good. How was that exercise?
It was great. I've gone through a similar exercise earlier when we started this, and that expansion is so good. I love it. I did not get the find your problem thing at the beginning, so I wasn't really focusing on that. It was more just the expansion.
Okay, good. So I think
And
the expansion's a good exercise for you. So if you're ever dealing with a challenge, go through that exercise. You can look at your problem with a new set of eyes.
okay,
Okay, because what happens as soon as you're stressed, what happens is that you constrict. You see, your bandwidth narrows, and you lose data. Is the first thing that happens with stress.
right,
Your locus of attention narrows, and this is why people do silly things when they're stressed. You see, how could the person
right,
do something so stupid? Because they're not in an expanded state; they're in a contracted state, and so this bandwidth really narrows, and people lose data. So I want to present this to you all to improve your insight into everything you're doing, to come from a more expanded state. Because once your consciousness is expanded, every situation in life comes with the illumination of more insight and possibility, more paths. If you come into a problem with a golf ball size ball of consciousness, you're going to make very limited decisions. So the exercise I give you all now is a very powerful one that allow you to filter and run a filter through everything you do and every decision you make. I would really encourage you to use it more and again. Okay?
okay.
Very good. Thank you very much. Looks like Ryan's taken himself off mute. Oh, no, he hasn't. Okay, so he's all complete on that one. Okay, if you do jump on board, Ryan, you might be sleeping because he's tired. So well done, guys. Great session tonight. Okay. Next week we're going to come back into insight again. I'm going to give you another healing. Okay, next week is another activation. Okay, as a group. All right. So we catch you on next week's call. Congratulations to you all. It's a very very good session. Okay. All my love to you, and we'll catch you next week. Bye bye.